just gonna give it to you. Wait for you.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
Wow.
Cannot use that.
Wow.
Cannot use that.
So sad.
Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Okay. That's
Do you want me to wrap it?
no. I got it. Okay. Come on, do your thing. That's before. That's not cool. Okay. There we go. All right, ready.
You love me. Such a good husband. I love you too.
So I'm guessing you liked it.
Yeah, it was dope. Thank you.
Okay, cool. All right. That took a bloody day to do.
Oh my god.
The homework on the non-copyright intro, everybody. So again, welcome back to the Gray Pill Podcast. I have Mika here, myself, and Jealous. Give you another great episode with open perspectives, discussions on a lot of reaction videos, trending topics, and if you have some ideas and suggestions for yourself, bring them all down into the Instagram, our Facebook, emails, and what have you, and we'll take it from there.
Angela will respond.
Yes, I will instantly, and then I will bring it over to the other half and let her finally, like most women, finally get back to me. But that's another story. But yeah, so whatever you have. So today's topic is pretty much about, been pondering about this for a week, and I've been coming across a lot of females that seem like they have this issue. And if it comes down to another conversation with the other counterpart, the women, we could discuss that next week. Depends on how hot and heavy it gets, and depends on what we bring up for them. But I really feel like I need to have a discussion about how do men handle rejections? Why do men handle the rejections that they do? What is the problem? Because me personally, I have no problem with it. In my younger years, in my immature years, my elementary years, I had the problem. But unfortunately, when you get older and mature, you're like, I don't care. As long as I sleep good at night, my bills paid, my car note paid, I got a decent check at home, I'm okay. No worries. All I can do is ask, hey, we like to go out, we like to see each other, or you might have them casual, hey, you want to just fuck? It's either yes or no. That's it. There's other fish in the sea, gentlemen. So I'm gonna give this a little story, then I'll let you chime in on this one, Mika.
Okay.
I don't want to beat this story down, but if you have anything, so because I feel like I need to ask another woman if she had these issues, like crazy rejections from other guys. Because I have a close dear friend. She has social media, and the guy keep reaching out to her constantly, and it became a problem. And she's super nice and super sweet, but unfortunately, he just couldn't get the picture. She blocked him, kept making up all types of new accounts and reaching out again. And so she went to another form of social media. He reached out there, changed his name, having a conversation. And it just got to a point where now she felt like she had to have an open dialogue with this guy that he couldn't catch the hit the first time. And she just, politely let him know, like, hey, we're not friends. I don't know you like that. XYZ from A to B. Her feel like she crossed all the bridges of his questions being answered, but unfortunately, somehow it went over his head. And he was like, but why? I think it would be good to you. And me personally, I read the messages. I'm not going to put the person on blast. I'm not going to bring up her name, but I thought it was funny. So, but at the same time, it's sad and scary. So, have you ever had anything like that before happen? And how'd you deal with that?
Let me just go through my DMs.
Oh Lord.
I fly you to Dubai. No, thank you. So
You
you
don't
know
want that,
come to Dubai? No, no, thank
you
you.
don't want that 50,
Come to
100K?
Dubai.
You don't want that 50, 100K for a day?
No, I'm straight. There's a very steep price tag for things like that.
Oh yeah. Oh
Mm-mm.
yeah.
I'm straight on that. Thank you very much. I appreciate the offer. Sincerely.
Okay. They gotta make throw it out there. Try to help a sister out.
Um, yeah, no, that happens all the time. I mean, there was one guy that I was hooking up with that just every time I was upset at like things that had nothing to do with him, he would always be telling people that knew that we were friendly,
Right.
um, that he thought that I was mad at him because he was talking to other like it was weird because every time he was drunk or high, he would want to try and engage in like where'd my man go?
I'm letting you get the
Okay, cool.
floor.
You're here. So every time he'd be like drunk or high, he'd like pursue me in a different manner of like, will you be my girlfriend kind of thing. Right. And I was always like, ha ha ha, you're drunk. No. And every time he was sober, then he would play it around and then make it seem like I was always angry at him. And I'm like, this isn't working out. This is a lot of drama. That's like one variation. Another is like when you tell a guy you're not interested that's hitting at you at the bar or the club or going into your DMs and they don't get the hint and then you have to be mean. Then they call you crazy and mean and not open minded. There was a guy last night was it last night or the night before I went to a bar. There were several guys and it was just creepy and like the way that they were coming up and talking was just creepy. It didn't match my energy at all. I was really nice to them at first and saying like, "Oh no, thank you. I'm having a girls' time," right? Like I was there with my girlfriends and they would just keep talking and they would just keep going and asking different questions and at a certain point I come out and I'm just like it's not going to happen. Let me save you the time, let me save you the energy. Never not no no because you have to actually like the sad part about this of what you're talking about is that the kind of guys that you're talking about force us females to become mean and aggressive because they don't understand what no means and they don't take any of the hints and they don't like it's just exhausting. I told one guy last night I was like because he was so nice though, so that's the key element. He was actually really nice and not creepy,
Yeah,
but he
but
was
bump
getting
all
too
that.
much.
What about we got nice guys, but what about the assholes? Like what happened to the asshole? Like how'd you handle the assholes? Because I
Go
think some
fuck
ladies need to
yourself.
know, like, so
Yeah, they do
straightforward.
because
That
my
sounds like that
girlfriends
makes sense.
100% because my girlfriends are the complete opposite. They like rely on this shit's fucked up. Let me just tell you, it's just real fucked up. They rely on me to be the captain bitch and I'm just like I don't want to be. Let me be the nice person, just say no. But these guys because they're more afraid of they don't want to hurt someone's feelings. They just sit there like, "Oh god, oh, it's super uncomfortable." And then they like push the guy towards me and they do the same thing and I'm like, "You need to leave. No one
Yeah.
wants to hang out with you here. No one wants to talk to you here. No one's engaging with you here. You're scaring the girls. You're making them really uncomfortable." But I will say this, the guys with game or the guys that have more confidence or the guys that are seem like they were better, there were two guys that swooped in and were like playing on the guys that were not the creepy guys and they were like,
I get
"Hey
it.
guy," they were
Because
like, "We're."
on that note right there, because and I'll give you an example. I had a homeboy. He was a little bit shy and nervous, and actually hooked him up with a ex girlfriend up in Jersey, and her girlfriend, very attractive, badass, and she was sensing that he was like he wasn't there, but she's like, "Hey, I'm still off the ride." She legitimately did want him, and I'm just like nudging, like, "Hey, hey, bro, just get close to her, do this, do that." And he just didn't have it, and another guy since felt that she was alone, approached her. She wasn't feeling him. She just kept like looking the other way,
Uh-huh.
and he still wasn't doing anything. So, and I was like, bro, like another guy's taking your girl. Like she came here with you. We all wrote together. And he's like, yeah, And I'm like, I said, you just do this, and I literally showed him how to approach her. Cut right in front of the dude, conversated with her, flirted with her, like, hey, how you doing? Blah blah blah. She kind of giggle and laugh. And then I was like, I just walked left from her and was like, see, this is how you do it. And the outcome was the other guy got pissed, but I really didn't care. But
Uh-huh.
that's pretty much how you handle it from there. So I don't know. That just won.
100%. These two guys came up and they were saying like, "Oh, we went to go get the drinks for the girls at the bar. You guys like bounce." And like, and that was their intro. And the girls were all about it. They were like, "Thank you so much." La, da, 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 da. But no, it's I think that women have such a shame, have been shamed and like to believe that they can't say no, that they can't hurt a guy's feelings because immediately I cannot tell you it's 9 times out of 10 a guy. Actually, it was 10 out of 10 yesterday, where every single guy that I said no to or to leave because they were too aggressive got pissed off or made it about me. I'm not open minded. One guy even, he like, what did he say? This is great. It's like the beginning of the night. I'm just chilling with, we literally walked up and I'm with my girls. We're having a great conversation. And there are these guys behind us that said something. I can't remember how the conversation went, but long story short, it ended, and the guy was like getting upset at me because I told him I'm not interested, and he
Yeah.
said, "Well, you seem like you have some demons you have to battle," and my girlfriend was like, "Please don't, I'm begging you, don't." Like to
Is these
him,
the same demons from last week when we had our platform last week about demons that you mentioned? Because that's what I'm thinking of right now. Because I don't know, just demons. When you mentioned demons last week.
no, 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 no. He was insinuating that like I'm closed off because I have some childhood trauma demons kind of thing, and
Okay, we
so
got all that in 3 seconds of that.
oh, he went there. And so my girlfriend looks at him and she's like, "Don't do it. Don't, I'm telling you, don't do it." And I like swooped around. I'm like, "What did he say?" And so they repeated it. And I was like, "So which one is it that you hate more, your mom or your dad?" And like all of his friends were like, "Oh shit." And he turned kind of white. I was like, "Oh, your dad." And he like, it we kind of like stunned him for a second, but it's like, that's exactly what happens on a regular basis. I tell you no because you're being too aggressive. You come at me sideways, then I come at you back, and now I'm like evil or something. And that's so many girls. So that's why you see these girls that they don't say anything, they don't do anything. Because then I'm able to hold my own and come back at you, but 9 times out of 10 the women don't do that because they're not able to. And a guy like that, if I had those demons like and I'm a female and I'm like controlled by my emotions and all of that, what do you think happens in that situation?
Exactly.
So it's I just block people by now. It's they're all the same.
That's why I mean that's my suggestion too, but unfortunately there's got a lot of women out there just like you said, just a little bit too nice, a little bit too friendly, a little bit too sympathetic, if that makes any sense. So I think
Yeah.
that's what goes from there. But I'm gonna read a super chat real quick. So appreciate Primal Studies as always, bro.
Hi,
He says
Primal.
he says as long as you can accept you can get rejected by any woman at any time, you are in the right mindset
Mm-hmm.
to be disappointed. It may be more about them than you. Laughing out loud. I believe so. I think that's what she hinted the mommy daddy issue. So it's kind of some little dark suggestion. But also,
I
I
love
will
dark humor.
yeah, I will also say this. For as other guys, when it comes down to the rejection part, we take that as a learning curve. So if I come to one with one approach and this doesn't work out, or I might come to another woman and the approach work, and I think that might work for everybody, but it doesn't, and that's pretty much how I learned from there. So that's just for us, the smart guys out there, the ones who catch common sense. So I don't know.
I'll even say this, like we had this is a perfect situation that we had yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so there were four girls, one of them left early. The third one, uh, like a boomhauer.
You never seen King of the Hill? Go ahead, tell your story. I'll stop.
Oh my god. I love that reference. Um, yeah, handle it like Boomhauer. I mean, there's two stories I have, and they're both from last night. One is this guy. I saw he came up to us, he talked to us, it was cool, whatever, but he didn't have personality, so I'm like, I was not interested. My girlfriends were. It was great. But as we kept walking around, we saw that he was doing, I pointed out, I'm like, "Oh, he's doing the numbers game." And they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "He's talking to as many women as possible to see who's going to be engaging and who's going to be validating and who's interested." They're like, how do you know? I'm like, he was talking to us. He talked to that group of girls. He talked to that group of girls, and now he's over there at that group of girls. It's called the numbers game, and it works. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's like a really. I think it's more about like guys instead of putting all their eggs in one basket.
Yeah,
It's
I,
just the way society is. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Um,
Let
but
me
there
read this.
is.
Let me
Go
read this
ahead.
real quick. To Ricky Kegler. I love the last name. Handle them rejections like Boomhauer. So anyone haven't seen the show back in the day, King of the Hill, Boomhauer's one of the very country yokels who always speaking like, yeah, man, come on, man, you got a dollar, man, come on. So pretty much,
Yeehaw!
yeah, pretty much his tactic of getting girls, and she said it best of the numbers game is if anybody remember that Pacific episode, Bobby was a young kid and he was trying to learn how to pick up women, and they figured Boomhauer was the best guy because according to Boomhauer always get the women. So Boomhauer said, "Hey, I'm gonna teach you a secret. Like, come on, man, I'm gonna teach you a little secret how to get these women." So what did Boomhauer do? Took Bobby into the store, take it from there. Next thing you know, he went to every woman. Hey, girl, let me take you on a good time and give me your
Mm-hmm.
number. Hey, girl, let me take you on a good time, give you a number. Hey, girl, let me take you on a good time, give me a number. And from there, he got one number out of 20 women he was talking to, and Bobby was like, "So that's how that's your secret? Shh, don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody." So there you go. But it
And
comes down to confidence.
100%. And so here's the deal. So that's one story. The other story was God, I feel so trendy. I never go out and have these stories. It was so nice. Um, two different situations. One of the three girls is not single, and I'm single, and so was my other girlfriend. And I'm not going to use any names. Uh, there was one guy that came by, and he was decent. He was nice. He was a nice human, right? And he was getting along with my girlfriend. The problem is he like saw that in like that window of opportunity, and oh my god, he took it. At one moment, like I turn, and this is after the bar is closed, we're outside, we were in the car eating tacos, my girlfriend's door is open, and all of a sudden I look, and he's like, she's in the passenger side front seat, and he's literally by her feet in the car staring at her face to face. And I was like, oh, I didn't realize all that was happening, and she was not having it. She was not having it anymore. That window of opportunity that he had, he killed it because it was way too much, way too aggressive, way too in her bubble, not giving her any space. And he was a handsome dude, but it just at the end of it, it came off like kind of creepy, you know? So it's like even that, like even when you do have some sort of window, like it's that doesn't mean take advantage of it.
I'm still here. I had to charge up my laptop.
Oh, you're fine. Shoot as many shoot as many shots as you can. That's right, Primal. Okay, but there was another situation where one guy came to me, and he was chill the whole time. We were both laughing at the situation in front of us. He did not try to impose on me. He wasn't asking me way too many questions. He was there. It was more as though he was just there for a good time, and whatever happened happened. And I was like, "Oh, I might be interested." So I think it's like there's a happy medium. It's kind of like guys make fun of girls. It's like, oh, she was a stage 10 clinger. You know what I mean?
Correct.
It's I think there's a happy medium because you don't want the girl that's not interested at all and like is one of the dudes all the time, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it's the happy medium, and it's the same thing with guys. And I think guys, like the only problem is that like when guys get rejected, it's like a stage 10 clinger girl. They get rejected and it's like instantly either there's something wrong with you, or they come off even creepier, or then it's like obsessive where they want to make it work. Or oh, my favorite line that I hate is like, you're not open to it. I could be good for you. Like it's gonna change.
I like that one. I knew a woman.
But you
Actually,
like that one?
I mean, like it for he was trying to play some games, so it's a little bit subtle. So I'm fine with that. That's pretty much a
What?
pass for as games go. For as game go,
Oh, that's
it's not.
If you ask me out and I say no, I'm not interested, and then you call and you say, "Well, you seem really close-minded, Mika."
Oh no, 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 not that part, but just like
That
trying like a little bit one more time with the second shot type line, but I wouldn't throw it in negativity. But I do know a classmate, and it's weird. I think this was a worst case of a guy who didn't understand the word no, but he still got the girl anyway. And I'm gonna tell you the story.
what?
Yeah, yeah, long
I
story.
have to hear this. Go
Yeah,
on.
in a tragedy, but he
What?
pretty much he got the girl, he got married, got the kids, but unfortunately, she didn't, nobody don't have a crystal ball, but I think she should have went with the first instinct, like you just said. Hey, mommy, daddy issues, fuck boy energy, just pretty much no, just take it. No, whatever the reason is no. But she met the guy in college. They went to college together. He approached her. She pretty much like kind of weed him off. He kept very consistent about it. So of course, it wore her down, and she gave him a chance. The next thing you know, they fell in love, got happy, got married, had children of their own, and later on down the years, he was creeping around,
Of
and she
course he
couldn't
was.
understand why he keep losing his jobs. The reason why, dun, 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 she found out he had kids somewhere else by another woman, and child support was catching up to him. And she found out, so she left him, moved back to her home state, her hometown, close to her family and friends, and he decided to chase her again. And unfortunately, a lot of women, and I think Prima could be a contestant to this one too, when people feel like when they have them kids together, they got that connection, they're not going nowhere. Women, this is my man. I can come to the door, I can cause trouble. Men, hey, I know I can still come there anytime, girl, and just show some. I
Mhm.
have family members like that. I
No,
tell stories about
I
it.
feel you 100%.
Yeah.
I see it too. I'm not
And
gonna like sit here and
they
be like it's not.
yeah, and they ended up got back together. Happily family, happy wife, happy husband. And then this time she just woke up like, hey, it's just not it. It's not it, and she left him alone. So I
That's
guess that
such a sad. That's such a Debbie Downer. I hate that
yeah.
story. I don't like it.
There's no happy stories with this. It's pretty much
God.
there's no happy stories with this.
Wait, there is a happy story. So there was one guy.
For a
I don't know.
guy that keep pushing up on a chick and he could take the answer no, and it was a good
I have a happy ending story.
okay. I would like to hear this.
Okay, it's kind of toxic though.
Okay. I mean, if it's with the subject matter, let's
It is.
go.
It is.
Let's go.
So I don't. This there was one guy. He was really nice, but did not. It was just no, just no. We'll leave it at no. And I was telling him, I basically told him, I'm like, you keep on trying, and I don't understand why. Because then now what you're gonna do is you're gonna make the girls upset. And like, I don't. You seem like a really nice person. Shut up, Primal. God damn it. Um, you're gonna cross that line, and you're not gonna like it. You know what I mean? And then he was like, okay, you're right. You're right. I'm sorry. I'm not good at this stuff. Like, I just got out of a 5-year relationship, and then I turn around. I'm like, that explains a lot, right?
Mhm.
But he was pretty easygoing. But then I told him, I was like, honestly, like you should go like invest into the like manosphere or whatever and look at like the pickup playbook. And it'll give you some pointers on how to pick up girls.
Hey, which manosphere though?
I don't know.
Yeah,
They're all the
exactly.
same to me. And I told him, I was like you can't be as nice as you are because you'll get eaten alive.
True.
But then, and the girls got mad at me, and I was like, no, 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 no. That doesn't mean be a dick. It just means just don't be so. Right now, you're like a simp, and like any one of us could just eat you alive if we were those kind of girls. Like, take your money, have you buy us shit. Like, that's what you're coming off as 100% right now. So don't be a pushover, but don't be a dick either. He's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna take a look at that. I'm like, okay, happy ending.
You're gonna take a look at it. Well, at least he. But see, it's a happy ending, but at the same time, he should have still caught the hint off the first one. Like I get it. You try to, you approach a woman and it doesn't work out, and depends on where you approach her. Gym, a lot of women are like no for gyms. Of course, me personally, no for churches. Just some place casual, somewhere public, and then sometimes like I think a Poppy Blanco. Shout out to Poppy Blanco. He made a comment about bars for some men. So I get it, but you have to wait for the signs and the signals. But when it comes to some guys, and I heard a lot of women often only last year say, I hate a guy that try to push up on me when I'm going to the gas station.
What do you mean?
I remember this one comment on Facebook. One chick said that, and she posted because like, hey, I went to the gas station, go to pump some gas. The guy like hit on me, and I didn't like it. Like he could gave me $20 for gas and blah blah, and I wasn't interested. I didn't want to be bothered. And I brought this to another young lady. She said, first of all, it's tough for guys out there just shooting their shots. I want to shoot them down like that, but I'm gonna still be feminine with them. Be polite and say, hey, no, thank you, blah blah blah. I do appreciate the compliment, and just leave it like that, and just continue to pump my gas and take it from there. But then if he's still been forceful situation, then it's not a first chance. Then I'm gonna be straightforward. I'm like, look, I appreciate you, thank you.
So I have a question.
Shoot.
Why do guys get so defensive?
I think it's ego. I think it's I don't know.
Did mommy tell you were the shit, and then like when a bitch tells you you're not, you get all defensive? Is that
me?
like
hell no?
Not you.
No, I'm trying to speak in the adolescent.
Think of like
young
yeah.
mind. That's
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
thinking back. Like I'm trying to think back because like it would be for me
Like-
back then. Even me back then, like I mean, I will hold the no, but I even then I think I was like, shit, I still preach it now. Like I probably low key petted. I'll be looking at like maybe next day. And then if something comes up, like I said, me personally, I play the nice guy role 24/7, sometimes to a fault. So if I act you out, and I give the like most guys like, oh my god, that's the baddest girl I've ever seen in my life. Want to break the fucking car down, get out the car, run to her. Hey, I'm sorry, I haven't seen you. You just caught my eye, and I don't want to lose this opportunity. Give a great speech, or blah blah, a bam. She's like, okay, thank you, but I'm sorry, I'm not seeing anybody, but I'm not interested. I'm going to the mall. Oh, okay, I can walk with you to the mall. I can take you here, and we can hang out, and we can take. How about that? No, not really, because I just want to be left alone, and I just want to have my time to myself. So how about? Oh, well, can I get your number? Is it okay? And now can we swap DMs or in Facebook?
Hey, read the chat real quick.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man, you got to.
Can I get an amen?
Q. Q. But yeah, but that's pretty much. So that's what I'm speaking like that. So when she turns you down at like even the first strike and 50 strikes, then it's like me thinking back, it's like most guys would be like so rejected to the point was like, you know what? Fuck you, bitch. Like,
yes.
or just an attitude, or just even if they won't come out their mouth and say it, it would just be an attitude. And to me, I'm trying to understand like why you have to be that much insecure, that much petty, that much like that less of a human being or less of a man, because really and truly, you're not even really a man doing anything like that. It doesn't make any sense. So if you're sitting there, and I'm speaking to a lot of the gentlemen out there, I will give you, me personally, you get a pass on the guy's road to triumph on trying to get a girl's number. If you're asking her out, and I get it, there's a lot of beautiful women in the States, a lot of beautiful women out the world. Even if you go on vacation and you're like, oh my God, I've never seen somebody that's attractive, and your mind just go fucking wild of imaginations of what she could be for you. I get it. But as soon as you have the courage to walk up to that particular woman of your dream, because technically it's your fantasy, it ain't your dreams. It's not your dreams. Once you walk up to that woman of your fantasy and make the effort to approach her, and she rejects you politely, even if she come at you like a dick, but if she come at you politely, just take it with a grain of salt and move on. If she come at you with the intent of just being a jerk, take it at a grain of salt. You know what? God bless you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Have a great day. And exit left. That's it. Move on to next. Women outnumber men in this world, period. So your attitude should be like, yo, in your head, you might be saying bitch, but out your mouth, hey, God bless you, move on. They outnumber us so much. So your attitude should be, hey, you know what? There's more fish in the sea. That should be it. And if you happen to come across this woman again, let's say y'all might be in the same town, y'all might go hang out in the same circles, the gym, the club, the bar. you see her again, just be polite. Matter of fact, if you even got a few dollars and you see her at the bar, like, hey, drinks on me, and she might get surprised. Oh my God, he gonna hit on me? Nope, that's on me. Go to the other end. That's it. Give her the impression you still that nice guy. She might come around. I'm not saying keep harping over her, but she might come around. You never know. But at the same moment, in between those times, start doing you and looking for you. So that's pretty much how I would do it. But that extra is too much. But I'll read super chat right here from Mr. Primal Studies. How many men will have already married and women and had kids with her in his mind in his mind before they've even gone out for a first date?
Wait, guys do
Exactly.
that?
Yeah. Same way women be. I understand that too.
Hold up.
It's pretty much like how women already thought about their wedding, their
Yeah,
perfect
yeah.
wedding gown. Pretty much guys is like that too. Like if I see like, oh my God, date, dinner, fucking, cuddling, overnight stay, and then some. So yeah, guys definitely have that same mindset. Definitely. So that's a good one right there, Primal. And it's crazy that guys is like that, or even got. Well, I'm like it's cool to have those types of thoughts and fantasies, but just to I guess fester or hold it in so much to a point like you just explode when the negative rejection is unboggling. It's unboggling. Yeah.
So I think a lot of women, we need to like, I need to have like I know you already gave it to me, but I need to start asking or figuring out, we need to figure out what the topics are because I want to try something where I'm
Yes.
posting it on my Instagram. Don't worry, I'm gonna tag my husband. But I posted like asking for a friend, why do men get aggressive when rejected? Because
Yeah.
that's
Right.
like, I
That's pretty much
think
it.
that's like the whys we're trying to understand. Like, why are you so mad?
Or just too persistent. Like it doesn't make any sense. Or why are you trying to find loopholes when a contract agreement is
Oh my
written up?
God, I
That's the
hate
part I don't get.
that.
If she's telling you, hey, I'm with my friends, no, thank you. Oh, well, I'll come back later. Okay, well, later I'm still gonna be with my friends.
Right.
Okay, well, this is not time. Well, I'm gonna be at the gym. Okay, well, I can meet you at the gym. No, bro,
No.
it's no, it's
It's like,
no.
you're not my type. Well, why not? Because you're not.
That's number one. That was the number one pre the other first story. He just kept going long, full conversation sentences via DMs. Hey, I think we can be good together. I think if I come down there, we hang out. You'll see a whole different side of me. Blah blah blah. And when she showed him the picture, instantly, and it's crazy. A lot of guys not like that, but when I saw the picture of the guy, I was like, instant fuck boy. Instant.
Really?
Yes, yes. We'll
How do
talk
you
behind the scenes.
know?
I know. I
But
know.
what are the traits that you would say is an instant fuckboy?
It's like I don't want to say the I would say I don't want to say that because we're YouTube live, so I would say the guys that does things
Too
to
scared.
yeah, because I'm not trying to get this channel removed too early in
Okay,
the
got it.
game, too early in the game for that. So rules and regulations, people, learn them. But
My
what's
Aries, do it.
the okay, our guys in a van and try to lure boys into things and we have a name for them. They start with a P.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so they look, how when you see pictures like that person just looked like that P.
Uh-huh.
Geppetto. Okay, Geppetto.
Uh-huh.
It's pretty much the same thing formula with those other fuck boys. Like you'll see one, it's like he just looked like that guy. He just looked like that guy. So it's
What?
like that. Yeah, we'll talk more detail behind the scenes, and I'll show you a picture of the person. But yeah, you can just look at some people like yeah, I'll
Okay,
throw
okay, let's go back real quick. What is a fuckboy to you?
okay. A fuckboy to me is pretty much somebody just don't catch the hint. Somebody just don't, and Primal could chime in on this one. Somebody just don't catch the hint. Somebody just don't have the confidence. Somebody does do something childish behind the scenes. The opposite of what anybody in your life that you dated you deemed like a real man. He was cordial. He was a gentleman. He knew almost the right things to say, what not to do. He listened. Just everything the opposite what it is, and then two, just how you look and your approach. So that's pretty much what I feel like is fuckboy. Sometimes you just look at people and you just like, you ain't it. Or like you might have some kind of homegirls around you, and it's like the same rules as the homegirls. Like you have your homegirls around you. She's not a fuckboy, but you could just see it's like that's that one just by looks alone, or just her vibe, or just her energy. That's the one out the bunch. It's like that ain't it. So it's pretty much in our circle. I even have one I nephewed up at work, and I'm just like, and I just get on him just out of love though, because he's young. He just needs to know better, and I call him out every chance I get because he needs to learn. But go
I
ahead.
think, Anxious, I think they're asking you out.
No, he's giving an example of like how some fuckboy like, let me take you out, boo. And there's
Ru-
another one here. Rub the halves together and have weird faces.
What does that mean?
But welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat.
But what does that mean?
I don't know.
What the? Okay, anyways.
Ricky,
It's
if you could answer her question, I appreciate you being here. So thank you for the chat. But if you can answer her question, what that mean? Okay, he said autocorrect. There you go.
oh God. Let me take you out.
Yeah,
Oh,
I got you, boo.
oh God.
Extra fries,
I
large drink, cheese, no cheese. You know about the 35-cent girl. I work hard for my money. I work hard.
I think I have a feeling though that like fuckboy in from where like it varies.
I
Cause
don't
like
think so.
fuckboys out 100 because fuckboys out here have like confidence like a mofo.
Okay, what's your version? Okay, so what's the fuck boys for you on your end then?
I think the
Just think of somebody that you like. Somebody did something, or you saw somebody just like that's to you, just like that's a fuck boy.
oh they're all grown. That's like the common theme. I just remembered it. It's like a bunch of like 25 it's like 21 to like 26-year olds that come up to me and they're like um
I don't think there's
uh,
no age limit to fuck boy.
huh?
I don't
No,
think
no,
there's an
no, no,
age
no.
limit.
I'm giving you an example because I'm
Okay.
30, right? So and I passed for pretty young, but they come up to me with an anticipation and they use all these lines and I'm like at a certain point I'll turn to them and I'm just like, "How old are you?" And then they tell me and I'm like, "I'm 30." That means go away. Like it's not going to work. It's not here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they look at me and they're just like, first it's like, "You're 30." And then it's like, "So?" and and that is my response. I start laughing because it's like the it's it's the I'm grown. I got my shit together. I got this. I could take care of you. I'm ready for everything.
Yeah, man.
But it's that's what they say when they're not ready for anything at all in their life. So it's I guess a fuckboy would be someone that claims to want a female and pursue a female based off of whatever her interests, wants, or needs are, but not actually fulfill anything that they say.
That's still it too. But it's to me, it doesn't feel like a specific one thing. It just deems of anything the opposite of what a woman expect a man or any man to do to approach her, to court her, or just approach. Period. We'll just leave it on approach level because you pretty much a fuckboy off site, and then usually you're a fuckboy just by your energy. So that's pretty much it. And then the guy that you saw at the club, I wouldn't think he was a fuckboy, but if he'd have got just close enough, I mean, you already caught it. He was playing a numbers game, but even after the fact, he could have been a fuckboy to somebody else down that line if he could have actually got that one number.
Oh, he did. He was doing a good job. Good job
Yeah,
at
yeah,
numbers game.
yeah.
I
He was
have
doing a good job.
the
Go ahead.
definition of a fuckboy. So
Okay,
it
I have to
says,
Google it.
I know, right? I'm like, wait a second, a week or let's look up another. That doesn't. A man who has many casual sexual partners.
That's their definition.
Let's look at Urban Dictionary.
Yes.
A boy who plays with girls' feelings and doesn't really like them and would do or say anything a girl wants to hear to have sex with them or to get something they want. Fuckboys know what girls want to hear, but they hurt so many girls. Once they are a fuckboy, they will always be a fuckboy. If you know a guy is a fuckboy, don't fall for him. Usually fuckboys are cute, so yeah, and
Yeah.
you usually can tell if they are a fuckboy of how they dress and act. He is kind of like a player and a hoe.
There you go. That's perfect. Like I said, it's like all criterias. There's no specific one thing of being a fuckboy.
Ooh, this one's a better one. Ah,
Okay.
I found it. Okay. A fuckboy is not a man. he will mislead you into believing they are different than others. And it's like in quotation marks, different and like special and unique. Um, they will put in a lot of time and effort trying to convince people they are a good person when in reality they are nothing but scum. They start off being very sweet and convincing you that you're special, but that soon will change, and then they get what once they get what they want, they blame everyone else for their life problems and try convincing people nothing has ever been their fault. They will be very manipulative and convincing, but do not fall for it. They will lie to you about everything. They will cheat on you with more than likely multiple girls. They will blame you for it, and then in the end only break your heart and disappear, and then repeat the cycle on another poor naive girls. Fuckboys are the lowest type of scum that walks the earth. They are incredibly fake. Oh my god. This is in 2017.
There you go.
Oh,
Haven't changed
it's
much.
huh?
It haven't changed much.
That's so sad. So I think I will say this. I feel like the only ones that get defensive on rejection are fuckboys.
Yeah, insecure men. Because the second one that she's reading, it pretty much was trying to single out everybody, but 99.9% is when you hear fuckboy, it's a guy.
Yeah, but
So
flip the roles, it's a girl too. The
yeah,
girl that like uses men, takes them for all their worth, nothing's their fault. I'm a victim, poor me, everyone hurts me. But really they're like taking advantage of everybody that they know and they fuck
exactly.
everyone over.
Exactly. So
Damn. I'm just gonna stay in my room. I'm not gonna go out.
enjoy.
Fuck this shit.
But hey, it comes back down to vetting. So that's pretty much how it goes from there. But everybody has to
Yeah.
take a chance on who comes at you, and you have to take a chance on, especially guys. Have the confidence to approach a girl or a real woman and just take it from there. So, but just I mean, guys, seriously, just come on with the consistent, especially with the media now. Like I get it, you want to be a troll, but just have some kind of patience with yourself, some time limits. Like, look, all right, I hit this girl up enough. Clearly, she's not getting it. Let me just casually. I would even give you a pass on a casual once a month, every other. Hey, how you doing? Or happy holidays, something like that. But the consistently every other moment's been just so annoying. Hell, I even know people that's after the fact that in the relationship with their potential spouse would still reach out to them and just give fuckboy energies to the point it's like it's annoying. Like they feel like they owed something to them because either they had a kid together or they had history together, they was married or what have you. Like, let it go. Let it go.
I swear these conversations are exhausting.
Welcome
Like
to
mentally and emotionally, every time I leave these conversations, I'm like, fuck.
Ricky says, you just need to stick with you.
So I can whack people.
I don't know. The power of the stick seems like it helps out a lot. I don't know. Maybe that might help.
The power of the stick.
Yeah, I guess you just carry a stick with you and then they kind of weed out the fuck boys. They walk up to you, just hand a stick up.
They be looking from a distance.
Yeah, fuck boys do listen from a distance.
Do they really?
Yes, they do. Social
So
media social media is considered distance too, if you want to play it
right,
that way.
but like let's say like I'm at a bar or club and they're looking at me from a distance and
Yeah,
staring.
yeah. But you might not know they're staring though. But
I
you,
know.
you
No,
but you
I
had good
would.
eyes on the but you had
I
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You had good eyes on the one that was kind of going around the room doing a numbers game. So that was
yeah, no,
good
no,
eyes on
no.
that
I
one.
do. I'm just thinking about how many times I've been played. I'm like, damn. And I was not special every single time.
What? We'll have another episode about that one.
Oh
Why
my
make you think she's not
god.
special?
Huh?
I
No,
said we'll have
because well, no, they said I was special. I believed it for a moment and then I wasn't. And I was like, what?
in the city of LA, happy place to be.
This was all in my 20s. I've learned. I've learned a
Okay.
little bit.
Okay. As long as you're learning and growing, that's what counts.
Does
That's
it
what counts.
though? Does it though?
I would literally. It was crazy. I was actually. I mean, I'm sure there's articles about it because I have. Do I have one here posted up? Yes, I do. Because they gave a definition here, and I'm gonna show it. I was actually traipsing for video clips, but unfortunately, they had more on the women's side. I think that might be interesting for another topic for next week to discuss because there's a lot of women who can't handle rejection.
Oh my God, I just got some responses. Sorry.
Sure.
So the question was asking for a friend, why do men get aggressive when rejected? Uh-oh. Wait, go back. Shut up, Primal. I hate you sometimes.
I'm just gonna give him a link just cause.
Okay, the first answer was because you expose their little dick syndrome. That was from a man.
Mm-hmm.
And the second one, because they don't like rejection, they think they get enough. They put it, oh, that's actually a good one. Because they don't like rejection, they think they put enough effort as it is. That entitlement you were talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to stay single.
But that still comes back to that part right there. It still comes back to mommy daddy issues. Like it's something that you without a good tribal home, a good I know Primal says tribal, but I pretty much says church because I think it takes a church to raise a family. So it's, what I mean by church is not just you actually going to a church, but like the good family orientation, like the mother, the father together. If you have siblings, everybody kind of work as a unit to give you the best advice and tools to deal with certain situations. Or like you have sisters and y'all talk and she share her experiences, you share yours about guys and stuff like that. So you kind of know how to maneuver through certain things. So that's pretty much how that works out. Um, Same thing with guys. Guys have the barbershop talk or just guys at work just talk and we listen back and forth, a little banter about other women's. Not the times we pretty much just talk. A lot of guys probably just dogging them out or just some getting triumph stories like, hey, I got this girl or I got that girl. How? And then they take it from there. Good news though, since we're talking about guys and triumphs. My buddy, I'm not gonna give no closer detail, but the one that was officially married and it got the divorce, and he had like months and months of a dry spell. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
he had got a lucky streak for New Year's, so happy New Year's.
Really? Happy
Yeah,
New
yeah. So
Year's.
yeah, a little bit. We came in. I said Happy New Year, man. He's like, guess what happened to so and so. I was like, what? Yeah, exactly. He's like, I got late. He
Wait,
was.
was she
That's how
like,
he probably. That's
I
how he was.
I
Hey,
don't feel anything.
yo, that's probably how he was sounding when he was just getting back to that little oil
Oh my
can, just getting the squeaks back in. So yeah, so he was happy about it. That's okay, cool. So
Oh
I'm
my God. I
proud
feel
of him. I'm proud of him.
God.
Yep. I think that's what he needed. I guess like Huzzah.
Huzzah.
Who says that? I would love. You know what? I don't want to know a
Mazel
guy.
tov.
Yeah, I do not want to know a guy who actually in the ending of his in sexual encounter be like huzzah and just
Stop
come out.
it.
If he come out the
He
room,
did not. No one took it there except for you, Angelus.
exactly, I got to because I swear if a guy come out the room like and just I'm like, hey, so how was it? Huzzah! Get the fuck out of my house. Get the fuck out of my house. I got nowhere to go. Get the hell out my house. Oh man. Yeah, but it was I was actually looking for videos for women handling excuse me, men handling rejection. They had one, but it's like this long cryptic little we pretty much covered everything on that one. So I didn't feel like bringing it in. Didn't have others, but I did see a conversation here piece online I want to share. We can discuss about that. So here we go. All right. Can you see it good? What I'll read here.
Yeah.
All right, cool. It's we have two that I thought was interesting. I'm gonna scroll up. It says, "Why can't some men deal with being rejected?" That's one article here. Click on that. Shout out to you, Quora. Why can't men deal with rejection, being rejected by women before you shop at Amazon? Blah blah. Okay, thank you for that. Go to tell oh my god, that business. Being unable to. Okay, cool. Being able to deal with rejections. Why does every extra stuff just keep popping up here? Thank you.
It's your Pornhub subscription.
Oh Lord. I could just threw me on the bus.
It's okay. We all have one. Not a subscription though. It's free.
Just throw me on the bus. And why did I come up? That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Where is it? Okay. All right. Being unable to deal with rejection is not a male or female trait. It is a human trait. Okay. I still think it's a man trait, but continue. But I think it's a different name. It's a different name for women, but you did call it on that one. So yeah, it's everybody. All right. MRI studies show that the brain's response to rejection is the same as its response to physical pain. So it's not surprising that the people react in the same way as they do when they're punched in the face. Wow. Humans fundamentally need to belong to a pack or tribe. Shout out again to Primal Studies. Always hit them nuggets. For millennium, as a physically weak animal, being rejected by our pack/tribe was a death sentence. Wow. And it has more. And I love the little picture here.
Oh, we can't. I can't see it.
Okay, hold on. It blew up. Can you see it now or no?
No.
Oh, that's not.
I'm like, I didn't even let you finish. No.
Let me see if I can reshare it. Oh, hold on.
Oh, what's up, buddy?
Hey, not too much. How are you guys? I love the standing ovation sound effects we got going on here
I
today.
thought those were shots fired.
Oh, you want some shots fired?
No.
No. You better hit the ground when that goes down.
What's going on, Primal? What's going on, man?
Oh my god!
I'm just enjoying a Saturday night in quarantine. I got the virus. I don't know if everybody else has gotten the virus yet.
You're like the ninth person I know. I'm
Yep.
been free for this whole time since it started.
What?
Yep, and
You haven't gotten it?
No, I keep to my damn self. I don't play those games.
I'm gonna come visit you.
Yep. So
You better not.
So I'm on the end of the lockdown period. I was feeling kind of rough though. Midweek I was It kind of made me feel some sort of way.
Oh, wow.
And I'm a young healthy dude with no medical conditions, but man, it was like you ever have the man cold? This was the man cold.
Yeah, we feel like shit. We want to die.
No, I had it earlier this week too, but I was telling Angela, so I'm like, everything I do, I'm like, I'm still, I don't have it anymore. I'm better. Every single thing I try to do, I am exhausted.
Oh, I slept straight for 2 days. Yeah.
Yeah, same. I told you, Angelus, I wasn't ignoring you. I was sleeping.
Okay. A friend of mine, she said she just noticed she had it last night, and but she just had like the little baby cough, and that was it. So she went out to jog in the beach and came back home. So she actually has it and invited a friend over to watch the movies. I can't. I'm gonna be honest. I can't say anything to nobody anymore about what you do with it. It's just like, it is what it is.
It's like the chicken pox parties back in the day. Hey, your kid's got chicken pox, bring them over.
That's exactly how it was. Because back then, I don't know if you know this, Mick, and I'm
no, I don't. Carry on.
When you're young,
we used to have to get that disease.
You have to force it. You have to force it because if it's a certain age, it's common to have it at a certain age. But if you get older, is worse on you as you get older. But also, you get the scales and the bumps and stuff like that. So as a kid, it's better for you just to have it. So doctors recommend just like, hey, if you guys, especially if you got siblings, one gets it, the other one don't have it. Hey, sit them in a room, quarantine with them, make sure they get it so they can go through the process and move on. Same thing with it, but it's worse on adults because with adults it's called it's another name for it because my stepdad.
You end up getting shingles.
Thank you. My dad, God rest his soul, he had it and it was worse on him. He pretty much,
which is kind of funny because you can still get shingles. Like my parents got shingles still, and they all had chicken pox. But I think it decreased the amount of chance of you. But my parents both ended up having shingles when they were like 60 or 70, and they had chicken pox as a kid. It's not like a total immunity, but it's better, I guess.
I thought shingles were different than chicken pox.
No, it's probably worse.
I think they're a similar virus, but the one shingles, it goes on your nerves like throughout your trunk and that kind of area, whereas shingles I think is pretty disseminated throughout your whole body.
Yeah.
God.
I
I
think
don't.
I
Well,
think shingles actually just
how did your parents react to it? Like, was they hurting or in pain? Because my stepdad,
from shingles, yeah,
yeah.
they said shingles was like one of the more painful things that they've ever had.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Because it's like, I guess it's just a virus right on your nerves. So, you get that neurological pain that you can't really medicate that very well. So,
Bro, I'm like a Vegeta in a time pod, and I sleep and eat, and that's pretty much I wake up, I'm healed. That's how I do it. But
mhm.
if I'm out, I'm out. So, but knock on wood for me. I'm sorry y'all guys got it. Yeah.
Hey man, it's pretty prevalent out there. If you haven't gotten it yet, I would say it's not if, it's when. So, uh,
I feel a jab came.
I'm just saying, I'm just keeping it real with you. Like,
Yeah, it's true. True. But I don't. So some people move the goalposts like way off. But definitely welcome back. I'm glad you're in good health and stuff. Same, especially same thing. Me,
oh yeah.
could have done this without her and keep this little gravy train moving. But what do you thought about? Because I know using the chats back and forth, and Rachel was making his little jokes back and forth too. So what are your thoughts on the men with negative reactions to rejections, or if
Well,
especially
if you don't
positive
like
ones?
rejection, get a dog. They'll love you no matter what, right? I mean,
True. Facts.
But maybe they don't want that dog for that type of reason.
well, I don't mean like that.
Okay,
Oh God.
Yeah,
that's what
yeah,
fuckboys be looking for. They look for that physical bond, that
yeah. I mean,
connection.
I think people, like, I kind of was joking around in the comments before, but I think there's a real phenomenon of a lot of quote unquote nice guys, not
Yeah.
necessarily the fuck boys, but a lot of like non fuck boys. Let's say 80% of the dudes out there,
Mm-hmm.
they actually like are looking for something kind of real and solid and something they can build forward with. But a decent number of those, especially like the younger men, they've already built a story in the mind of this pretty girl that they saw, and they're gonna go ask out. They've already married her and had two kids, and they're planning out their 50-year wedding
Yeah,
anniversary
like when he
together.
be hitting
And
up Mink on her
yeah,
DMs, and then they catch
I
in the club, and I'm like, Minka, you was wearing this?
and then they have these like crazy expectations, and
Yeah,
then they're mad that the girl won't even go out with them or goes out with them once, and then they're like, yeah, you're not my type. And they already have this like huge ego investment into this person, and they shouldn't have put it there because they didn't even know if they liked them. They just thought they were pretty.
I've
right.
never heard this before.
What?
That guys like play all that in their brains.
Yeah, why do you think Psychos was created? You haven't seen Hannibal Lecter put the lotion on his skin? And I'm being extreme with it, but that's pretty much how, like I said, with my friend with her situation, you have to, like, especially come to women, you have to look at those type of situations with that
Dude,
much
I
urgency.
I think I'm gonna need to get in a relationship because doing these podcasts with these topics are scaring the out of me.
You,
Well,
the last guest we had on, I'm envious of her. She young, she married, she got a family, she's good. I'm like, yo, we had
and
like a do
and
a
here's the
Loyal.
yeah, it's
and
crazy.
here's the other fact of the matter is the prettier the woman is, the more of that effect she's going to have on more guys, right? So guys, oftentimes they're going to fall in love with their eyes, right?
Yep.
So they'll see a pretty woman and they won't know hardly anything about it, but they'll be infatuated with her just on her beauty, and they'll start making these plans either in the back of their mind or actively in their mind, and they're going to be like, all right, how do I get to marrying this chick? All right, first I'm going to ask her out, then I'm going to date her, I'm going to do this. And I'm telling you, there's a lot of guys
Yep.
that have this pathway already planned out with this person that either they barely know or don't even know at all. It's
So then
that's I've seen it too many times.
then
Yep.
how are guys supposed to get there to like a healthy place? Because there's like the extreme opposite on both sides. The same shit, different toilet. Women do it, men do it, with this
Yeah, but
heavy
but
expectation or afraid of commitment.
yeah, but when
So
women do it, it's a longevity. It's like y'all looking at that all that planning y'all doing, y'all planning for marriage. When men do that, it's short periods. Like we want it now. Because like me, like I said, and two, and Prime correct me if I'm wrong, it's like a thin line. Like not saying that I have fuckboy tendencies, but the fuckboy like, okay, let me shoot my shot. but it's like that thin line of let me keep going and keep going and keep going. And I think the last podcast we talked about, like I had one where I just like gave her like the full blown, like, hey, I'm gonna lay all my cards on the line. I think this, that, third. What's up? That was me shooting my shot. But now if she shot me down, I'm not gonna get mad. I'm not gonna get upset. We're good. But now when I've done that, like I said, I'm a sucker for a lot of certain things, like the beautiful eyes, or legs, or just something might catch my eye, but eyes would just do it for me. That's one of my things. So not that. That set me off on a whole other way. Like, okay, I got the stamina, but once I'm done, you out the door. Appreciate you.
I got you.
Yeah, but it's crazy how men do it, but it still comes back to their insecurities and to like the guys around them and their circles and people. It's weird like how people be in their own little circles. Let's say for your example, you might I'm just going by the Instagram because just projecting. Let's say I see all the women's Instagram, I might not to assume, but let's just say that might be true. You might be around a lot of beautiful women all the time, but that might be something different. So you might think on your end, like, okay, well, I'm around a lot of beautiful women, so we always get all these guys, so we don't have to have the forethought of like, of rejection. Oh, and then the guys like, let's say another guy I know, he's kind of like his own little circle of friends. Like he got like he hangs around the ratchet chicks. So me and him had literally just had this conversation at the last day of work, and him, his buddy, they just drank, they smoked. That's their little group. And then it might be Primal might have the social circle, like the family gatherings or the cookouts, the barbecues. So he have a different type of engagement. So, but it all depends on how each category acts with themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like him, I could see the other guy at work. I could see him act like fuckboy material. Like he just acts and acts and acts, and then catch attitude like, well, man, fuck this B, and just fuck this. Me, I might like again inside voice like, well, it is what it is, fuck her, and then move on. But I'm not going to keep coming back to her over and over and over and again with the same lines, with the same drama, with the same BS. It just doesn't make any sense. So
Would you
I
say
think
maybe that it comes from like you value yourself, so you know your worth, and if that's not aligned with you, then you move on?
I
Because I
could say
think,
that, but a lot of people that think they're shit too, the fuck boys, they think they're shit too. So that's in denial. That's like some kind of imaginary world they live in, and it's still like it just as like, and I hate to beat it on another head because it still keep coming back to one of our Primals podcast we talked about. Just and I preach it. I never say a tribe. I always say a church. Everybody have to like learn how to and just make everybody accountable for everything. And these type of people, either they're either lost in the sauce or lonely or just not around the certain type of people that's not correcting them or checking them. Say, hey, guy, this is not working. You tried the first time, or sense a lie because some guys you can just look at them like, yo, you just bullshitting. Like, no, you didn't get with her. You got with her? Nah, unless you got to prove me wrong. But I don't know. What's your thoughts on that, Primal?
I agree with a lot of what you're saying. The other thing I think is important to factor in is people that have an abundance mentality or mindset are pretty rare. So I think a lot of guys, when they gather up the courage, if you will, to actually shoot their shot and they get rejected, that was like the one shot they were going to shoot. And they're like, oh, she was the only one. Like this was the love of my life and it got away. And the guy gets really, really hurt by that and really, really sad by that. He like puts a lot of guys will not the fuck boys or the players. Let's just let's toss them aside for this argument, but or this talking point, I guess, if you will. But these guys, they'll put all their eggs in this one girl's basket, right? And if it doesn't work out, then they're kind of like they're just really feeling it and down and hurt. And it comes from, oh man, there's never going to be a girl as pretty as this. Or, I can't go talk to another girl. Or they get fixated. I've seen it so many times.
Exactly. But I will do this. So, do you have a question, Mika? Because I know we don't have a lot more women on here in the panel. That'll be next week because they promised me for next week. But do you have any questions for other women out there that you want to ask? Since we got two guys up here, what they may think of why, because you have your question for yourself, like why guys doing this, why fuckboys doing that. We pretty much broke it down on your definition, what we just read earlier. So, any stories of females you're in, just cry to you or just girl talk, like, hey, why guys do this, as far as fuckboy acting, behavior, so to speak.
Okay, so I have one because I think we covered a lot of the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
There's and this happens pretty frequently where a guy is obsessed with one specific girl. She says, no, not interested. It's not going to happen. They're friends.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the guy is like not only just holding up a candle for her still, but like almost like sabotages any opportunity she has with any other guy. Just still like in his mind, it's going to happen one day. We're going to end up together one day. Like, why?
Because they're obsessed.
Why and how do you stop it? Because they don't like.
You could be leading them on too, Primal. I mean, to be honest, you could like still have that window open of opportunity.
I agree, because there are some of those. I don't know if y'all heard the term like male orbiters, right? That they're not really your. So
no. Go ahead, explain that. I've never heard that.
All right,
I'm
so
like, tell me more.
There's this theory or idea out there that many times men that are women's friends don't actually become their friends for the sole purpose of being their friends. They become their friends as an in to get either into a sexual relationship or a long-term relationship with them. So, for instance, Minka, I'm going to be your friend. I'm going to pretend to be your friend, but I don't really want to be your friend. I just want to F you. And I'm going to use my friendship with you as a springboard to either sleep with you or enter into a relationship with you when the opportunity presents itself. This happens way more than what people let on.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, I have a lot of guy friends.
So I would say, and I'll say this, and it could be wrong, but I'd be willing to bet that 80% of them, if you called them up right now or texted them right now and said, I'm horny, come over, they'd be over.
Well, I know that part.
Less if they're married or in some kind of like significant long-term relationship, they were scared of messing up. And even in that case, maybe some of them would still do it. But what I'm saying is those guys that would just F you at the drop of a hat, are they really your friend?
I don't think that.
I'm gonna give it 90% of them Primal, but you've been generous with 80.
But I don't think, because here's the thing, I don't enter these friendships with men as in like, oh my god, you're my friend, we're friends only. Like I make it clear, like, hey, like that's never gonna happen. But if you want to be friends, like cool. But it's literally never gonna happen. Are you saying in those situations it's still there?
Yeah, because a lot of guys will not believe it's never going to happen. They'll say, you know what? I'm going to wait until Chad or Tyrone screws up and you're crying one night and you call me.
Why is it always Chad or Tyrone?
Hey, blame Erica Badu, but I appreciate you. Appreciate you, Erica Badu.
Yeah. But no, they'll say, hey, once Chad or Tyrone screws up enough times and Minka's had a whole bottle of wine and she calls me up to cry and I say, oh, I'll come over and give you a hug. Well, then
with my dick,
one thing and then they end up hugging you with more than just their arms. So that is a real thing out in the world.
Dude,
this can't be shocking.
No, it's. I think I thought in my brain, because I've already had that discussion and it's never swayed, that like.
What you mean never swayed?
Meaning, like, I've never slept with any of my guy friends.
Okay, you have to sleep with them, but just know that they're there. It's like, and I'll be honest, like, if I was on the women's side and I just know that thought alone, and I know I have more guy friends that's always around me than women like that, or I don't have to have all the women friends, but just that percentage like that, it kind of will either make me feel a lot of icky or just creep me out. Because, like, technically they're not. And here's another one too, Primal. A lot of women will use that. Not saying you, Mika, but a lot of women will use that as a tactic for value. Like it'd be one guy that like her. Hey, well, that guy's a mechanic. He could just fix my car anytime. Or one guy, he could just
100%. I know a lot of girls
take
like
me
that.
to lunch. So they'll use that to their advantage. But again, that's still you're tossing the dice. So when then it comes down to like, oh, like next week, hey, what's going on? I'm getting married tomorrow. I found my husband, my fiance. And then all them guys that she was using, one of them I just snapped. So
Mhm.
people got to be careful.
And look at the Instagram model pictures that they post, right? So
Mhm.
you'll notice a stark difference between if a girl just posts herself in a bikini versus her and her like boyfriend on the beach in the same bikini. There'll be like 25% of the likes.
Yeah. No, you're 100% right.
That's why I never, man, Mika talked about before. That's the main reason I don't, because originally Facebook, bump Instagram, originally Facebook was mostly developed for just connecting, for building friendships. And somehow it got twisted and warped to the point of if you get more likes and more hearts, and then the likes and hearts, these emojis meant something different. If I go and heart Mika's Facebook page or Instagram, she's getting that valid attention. And then, or if I see on Facebook, or I even had this, like I did on one female friend who's actually boot camp years ago, and she invited me to boot camp, and she'll post something about meal prepping or something positive, and I hard on that, make a comment. That's what I'm interested in, and I had an ex girlfriend just went ballistic. The fact that I clicked heart, not the fact of what it was, and then she went in a delusional stage, like, oh well, you're always on her page because she be taking these pics. I never went his girl page when she had these little outfits and just like and hearts. I got friends now. I told Mika about one of my classmates. She got this trick where she made her boobs jump on her videos, but I know she's not stupid. I know she knows she does it for attention. She has her own restaurant business. She cooks for a living. That's the engagement. So she has like over 1.2K on her Facebook or this and that. And I'm like, wow. And I never seen her on TikTok. So I reached out to her, like, yo, you might just get a TikTok too. You'll get some extra change in your pocket. Plus, if they simp in on you that hard on Facebook, they got to reach out to you on TikTok. It's like, okay, no, do it now. I'm telling you, do it now. And she's on TikTok doing the same thing she's doing on Facebook. So they're out there. So if you're gonna get it. But she made on her end, she makes it very clear. Like, look, I this is business. If you like what I like, she says entertaining. I do what I do for me. I don't do it for nobody in particular. That's it. So she make it very consistent. Even people that's engage her in the behind the scenes, she make it very straightforward. Like I try to explain to somebody else with that scenario with them and their little fuckboy problem. Like, yo, I get it, but you got to remember, it's a business at the end of the day. You're using one platform to funnel to another platform, to funnel to another website, and you're doing you. So leave it like a business. Do not come back around, try to have these little conversationals and starting with your DMs, and they think you're your friends because guys like that would take any little nugget and run with it. Just we already know again, Mika, you probably could tell stories of your friends just out in public. So just imagine in your DMs a stranger that don't even know you. All he got to do is just on his phone and click a little finger. So if they could do that in public versus online, just be careful. There, everybody's not your friend. Just like I think Mika hit it just straightforward. Got to be straightforward. No, or if it comes down to just a fuck you, you have to. So they're out there. But Ricky says they formulate their strategy on how they want the outcome, and I think that's for Ricky earlier when about her 50 men friends and 2 female friends.
My 50 men friends. I'm just being passed around. That's all it is.
No, you might pass it around. I don't know. Go get them bodies, gravekeeper. Get them bodies.
Wow. We all know I don't
And
hit them bodies.
No, you don't.
you know what else I think, and it kind of hit me as we were talking through this. Another piece of this is every time a guy gets rejected, what do we tell young boys or young men growing up? It's like, hey, go out and go pursue what you want. Go get what you want. If you work hard enough, if you do the right things, you're gonna find success, right? And so, okay, a young man goes out, does the right things, and then he goes and asks a pretty girl out, and she says no. Like he's like, well, I got a good job. I'm in shape. I'm intelligent. I got this degree or job. I did all these things. I did everything right. I should get the girl. Like that's the thing is the boy gets the girl, right?
Yep.
And then it doesn't happen. And he's like, well, it's been a lie. I did everything right, and then here's the girl I wanted, and she doesn't want me back. So a young man has lived his whole life up to this idea of if you do all the things right, and then you're gonna get the girl, because that's the story always. Like the hero or the boy, the Prince Charming, he gets the girl, right? And that doesn't pan out in real life very often. Actually, I don't think.
Well, I think I you just triggered something in me where it's like I just remembered like when we're kids, what do they say when the boy or the girl hits the boy or the boy hits the girl? Oh, they like you.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And that's I think that's like a really bad thing that we have to stop teaching kids of like if someone treats you poorly, that does not mean that they like you.
Hmm.
Whatever comes from that, like true or not, like that should not be a definition that we teach our kids.
Right. There's a big difference between like playful teasing, because that's a method of flirting. We all know that.
Mm-hmm.
But
Right.
like, yeah, punching somebody in the shoulder, that's not supposed to be flirting.
That's right.
But sometimes, like you said, that's what sometimes gets the messages, if you will. So,
Maybe all these guys that I was mean to yesterday just always got hit by girls.
I've
or
understand.
maybe maybe they thought they did everything right,
Yep.
and then you still told them no, which is that's how life can work, right? You can do everything right, you can do
Yep.
everything right,
Yep.
but then something can just get twisted, right? Like, I work in the medical field. You can do a procedure 100% correctly, but it doesn't mean it's always going to have the outcome that you want. That's the
Exactly.
same thing with dating or asking out a girl. You can do everything right, but you can't control another person's behavior to that degree. You can influence their behavior, but everybody has independent free will. So you can do steps A through Z correctly, but the pretty girl there just might not. She likes red instead of blue, and you wore a blue shirt that day. Sorry, man. Like, you didn't know. Like, that's just how it goes.
Yep. Okay, I think you could influence her color choice down the line though. I think you could do that.
What?
I think you could influence my color choice down the line.
I mean, I could see it if they don't.
I'm just being like
You could
love
influence
minded.
anything on a person if they don't love themselves, man. I could say
No,
like if there was a dude that was really interested in me that I knew didn't cared more about me than himself, which you should never do. It I say my favorite color is red and I want everything red. He's gonna be damn sure making everything red. Like, and all of a sudden he's like, I love the color red because it reminds me of that person. Meh.
But
I
that's getting into the whole changing who you are, and then you're not even the person that she likes anymore. You're something that became, and you've been bastardized at that point. And then she
exactly.
loses respect for you, and then it's like a whole mess.
Well,
He cheats on you
let
and
me
leaves
throw
with
this
your
one at
brother.
you. Let me throw this one at you, Prime, because I gave a story about a classmate of mine. You know, actually had a fuck boy, and he was a successful fuck boy, right? Got married, family, didn't work out, ended up have some infidelity, and she left him, and he went back in fuck boy mode again, pursuing her, but only his reason for pursuing her was still legally
Revenge.
married, separated, and the kids. Not really revenge.
It was like
That's
revenge.
that's the beginning of the dating, but that's a whole nother conversation. People do revenge fucks. But that's a whole nother conversation. But he finally do the whole fuckboy thing, be persistent, persistent. His reasons for being persistent was, of course, that's my wife, those are my kids. Finally gets back with her. So, what do you think about that? Because can you be fuckboyish even though you already had the relationship and it ended? You go right back into being a fuckboy, but instead of with a different person, but with the same person.
You asking me or Primal?
I'm asking Primal. Can you still be a fuckboy with a person that just let you go?
I think, uh, and I guess it depends on the guy, but I think a lot of men have the ability to become a fuckboy at any point in time.
Yeah.
And they also, should they choose, have the ability to turn it off. It is a active decision. You say, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna go out there shooting up the club, and I'm gonna shoot up all the clubs, and I'm gonna hit as many as I can, and then you can turn that off. You find the quote unquote the one. Say, oh, not a fuckboy anymore. Like, this is the one, and then that doesn't work out. You get married, 5 years goes by, you get divorced, and then you're like, oh, I'm a fuckboy again. And even if you maybe start slinging it with the ex, you could go fuckboy on her. You'd be like, you know what? This is just sex. That's all it is now. Yeah, I think people can flip that switch.
There you go. I have my same thoughts. I have my same thoughts about that too.
I got more answers.
You got more answers? Sure.
Yeah.
Shoot. Let's go.
So again, it's why do men get aggressive when rejected? They don't have self-confidence. Fragile egos have been punctured. Their ego is as tiny is as tiny and fragile as their hands.
Huh? This
Their
is a scary movie? What the?
This girl said their ego is as tiny and fragile as their hands. You know what small hands mean?
Less choking a chicken?
No, it's supposed to mean smaller.
Okay.
Oh my God, Poppy's in my DMs.
Literally.
I'm just kidding. He responded.
Okay.
They get aggressive because they are lame, and when a female turns them down, their self-esteem is shattered. Then he goes, "Who got aggressive with you?"
Poppy.
I love that man. I mean, I think that's just the bottom line. Here's a real question. How come have you guys ever had girls that got aggressive?
Yeah.
Really?
I actually got engaged twice. Somebody I married when I was right after high school. I was 23. She actually proposed to me once. I thought it was funny. And then somebody down the line, I can't remember who, they actually proposed to me. I think I said yes to the first one because we ended up married anyway. And I think that's one thing I bonded with Prime about because homeboy of mine, he's like a brother. We had pretty much a similar fucked up relationships. And it made us stronger because of it. And that's pretty much it. But rejections, yeah. I told him no. Even in current dating situations, I would tell him like no, or just be stern, like this is not what I'm going to do. Because Art made a perfect example about it, just like your self-preservation, your peace of mind. And that's pretty much like, hey, my house, my rules type thing. I've been asked about like for example, like with just even with this period, the podcast, a job, or just networking, that takes a lot. So I don't have time to have to play games or fuck around or anything else. So if I'm focused on you, I'm focused on you. So I will give you, and I'm really a flexible guy. I really am. Like if a prime of you guys hit me up, I'll reach out to you, instantly as soon as I can. If it's a conversation, I got you. If I can be there, if it's not work related, then I'll work around it. So I'm pretty much real flexible. So if I'm giving you these the days I have off, or if I'm available, it's up to you to make that happen. But if you can't, then it's a problem. So I don't know about what about you, Prom? You had any bad reactions for a
Uh,
female?
yeah, I've had a couple. It was more in the why not type of stance though.
Saying here.
So it was I never had somebody ask me to marry them or anything like that, but
Mhm.
it was in the hey, do you want to like go out? And there's been a handful of people I matched on dating apps with over the years, right? And
Mhm.
there were a couple of them where we were just talking back and forth for a day or two, and usually if I'm going to ask out a girl over a dating app, I usually do it within the first day or two. Like I don't like to spend a lot of time texting back and forth. And a couple of them they'll beat me to it, and they'll say, "Hey, do you want to meet up?" And I was just like, I just don't think I'm your type. And then, well, why not?
Wow,
And
you actually said that straightforward?
they said
Way
that
to
to me.
go.
No, no,
Yeah,
you said that to them, like you're not my type. You ever say that to the
yeah, I have. Yeah, I just
oh
said,
wow.
look, I don't. Well, you're not my type, or I don't think we'd be a good match. I think that's the PC phrase I've used a lot of
Mhm.
times. Is I just don't think we'd be a good match. And then they come back with, oh, why not? And blah, 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 blah. And I feel like usually most people, if you just tell them, hey, I don't think we're a good match, they're like, okay, hey, thanks for your time. I appreciate it. And they just kind of let it be. But there's been a handful of, well, why not? And are you sure? And it's like, you know what I mean? And that they would every once in a while be like, oh, do you really like women? Like that's the big one that keeps coming up. Like you hear that one. They're like, are you sure you like women? And that kind of thing. So again, that's not like a a super often thing that I've dealt with, but it's happened a handful of times of,
I
yeah,
got
you're not my type. And then what do you mean? Why not? Like trying to convince you to go out with them still at that point. And you're kind of just like, hey, I tried to give you just a nice, easy, like here, pack it up at this point.
Got
And
a guy. You get cool points for that one because I never
yeah,
engaged in a conversation like that. It's I actually had one as far as like dating sites goes, and I pretty much thought that was a turn on because me personally, I like aggressive women. So one just saw me, she shoot a shot. This was like a dating app a long time ago, and I said, "Oh, cool." She was cute, hung out, and then after we got comfortable, and this pretty much came up in casual conversation. She was like, "Why not?" And I was like, "Exactly." So I appreciate it. But we didn't get married, no kids like the other happy story for the last podcast. But yeah, it worked.
Dude, what's my next rebuttal for someone that says why not?
I don't know. I'll come up with some. I got a lot of smart ass friends, so I'll come up with something down the line.
We got to start getting creative with this.
oh, like you want a why not as opposed to just like I'm not feeling it, or
No, I get the why nots. I'm saying like
yeah.
my rebuttal needs to be creative.
Or just do like
Oh,
huh?
like instead of
Walk away.
well then you like men. You want a better one than that?
Yeah, it needs to be more creative.
I got
Okay.
you. I work
All right.
with something for
You know
the
what I
week.
mean? Like
No.
it needs,
Yeah.
and then I can report back to you guys and let you know how it
You're
works.
fat anyway. I didn't want you anyway. That's
Yeah.
the classic guy one, right? Is the girl rejects him. He's like, you're fat anyway. Like,
Hey.
why were you asking her out, bro? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know a good one I seen on Insecure on HBO where the guy was hitting on her, and instead of her just going through that whole back and forth, she knew it was gonna come. If she say no, she's like whispered in Sonny's ear, or she just told Fly like, I got herpes, something disgusting about her. Like, yo, I got this, that, third. Like, you still want to go out? Because like I don't douche. I shit on myself. Like she was saying like all the disgusting stuff about herself off the rip, and she's like, so let's go. Or you could tell how much a jerk you are. Like, sure, but I'm just gonna be bold with you. Like, hey, I'm gonna use up all your money. I'm gonna take you. We're gonna go to expensive restaurants, blah blah. So if you want to get with me, this is what it is.
That won't work.
Okay, again, LA. God damn it.
Literally, neither of those would work. Guys will still be like, "That's cool with me." Like the herpes thing, they'll be like, "That's cool. I got it too." It's like
No.
You could
and then like
you could
I've
try
tried
the
it
yeah.
because
No,
I've
no, I was
tried
gonna
it.
say you could try. I'm actually a cross dresser. Is that cool? You could try that one.
I'm like, hey, my name's Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, oh my God, sweetheart, I'm sorry to throw that little divas regret. I'm really mad.
But I feel like I can't make it that
I'm Mike.
authentic.
You could do it. There you can. Just like, I'm sorry, sweetheart. I just threw it real quick. I'm Mike.
I'm Mike. Wait, my
like,
face.
No, you forcing it with your neck.
I'm trying to. I'm trying to like deepen my throat and go like, I'm Mike.
There you go. I'm Mike.
Yeah, but I had to do that.
That or yeah, you know what? I would love to go out, but I gotta ask my boyfriend Tyrone first. Is that okay?
There you go.
And
no, because then they're gonna be like, "Oh, you into black guys?"
And so?
I'm telling you, like
you trying to make it's like we're giving you
like,
reason. You trying to shoot us down.
I'm not shooting you down.
I'm trying to rejected now. I'm trying
to explain it to you guys out here. I have literally told people I have herpes. I'm like, I got AIDS. They're like, it's cool, baby. We can use a rubber. I'm like, what the fuck? And then like
Michael, was it the Magic Johnson shot?
Oh my God. I've like told guys that I have a boyfriend. I've told that he don't got to know what's that got to do with me. And like
that goes back to the fuckboy mentality and a bad rejection.
So is that maybe like that's all there is in LA?
I don't know. We don't live there.
I mean, from what I've heard,
it's so sad.
I heard that's not where you go to find your future husband or wife. I'll say that much.
I tried, bro. I tried.
Damn.
But it wasn't in LA though. It was in Cali, but unfortunately, I do have some friends. Like, I do have friends and relatives that are actually married there. One, but I don't know. I guess it comes back to a culture thing. So he has a different, like, he loves his Hispanic and Latino women. So, and they crazy to a fault, but they are loyal.
Excuse me.
Yes, they are. Y'all. Yes, they are. To a fault. Listen to the words. I already got triggered. Listen to the words.
To a fault.
To a fault. But they are loyal. from the beginning off the rip. But if they tell you I will not accept these certain things, that's what they mean. And if you cross that, it's done. It is done. 0 to 60 hot. So, but yeah, beautiful
Crazy
people.
Wow.
Beautiful people, very loyal, raised up. Well, I hope most of them, because you got some crazy ones with it. And I'm talking about the gangster one with the tattooed eyebrows. What's
the
they called?
girls?
What's they called? You got your
The cholas?
Yeah, there you go, the cholas.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
so that's a whole different one right there. That's a whole different
I come on the show next week. I got like tattoos right here, like a little teardrop.
I actually
Instead of a teardrop, it's like a baby bottle.
I was dating one. She's she was Mexican, and I was just like hanging with my boys, and like and out of nowhere, and I had a conversation. She's like, "Oh, I had a she's like, Charlotte." I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "I had a tattoo on my eyebrow," and I just like flipped. I was like, "Why would you do something like that?" And she was like, "Oh, I was young and dumb, and I wanted to hang out with my friends and be down with the crowd." I'm like, "Oh my god!" So yeah. And that was from Cali, but that was my experience from there. But anything else is pretty much what the stories I heard.
Yeah, that's my cousin.
Nothing good. Nothing good. Just I don't know how you vet those types in Cali Primer. I guess you just have to like background checks.
I'm like investigating. I'm like detective.
So, I don't know.
I just stay out of Cali. That's my solution.
There you go.
I know it's warm and I know that women are beautiful, but there's a lot of devils in that angel city there.
Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm. Well, in Mika's case, demons. So
I'm so done with the demon talk. God.
I was to say, I feel like I missed an inside joke on that one there a little bit.
This is from last podcast. I think it was on yours though. And she was talking about like these demons. I forgot the topic was.
Oh, yeah.
She kept mentioning demons, so I figured I'd throw that little shout at her.
Well, that's like the new trend now. They're like, it's demon. Guys are like, it's demon time, like fuckboy time. Or like, girls are doing the same thing. They're like, it's demon time. They're like a money bag in their hand. Like,
I think Duke and Dawn mentioned that one time too about demons.
It's a thing.
If anybody looked at me and said it's demon time, I said, get the fuck out of my house. Get the fuck out. Like
exactly with the huzzah. You come in my house and we hanging out and you're sitting at the end of sex and you got through the fuckboy mentality and you achieve what you wanted to achieve and you come out and and I'm like, hey, so how was it? Huzzah! You got to go. We're not friends no more. I can't.
I was gonna say that's like from the Revolutionary War sailors. They said huzzah when they sunk the ship or something. That was like the British thing, I think. I don't know.
I would not compare that to having some awesome sexual experience with a woman, though. I would not compare that. Like,
yeah, no, that's
huzzah for the lucky tipper.
So what happens? So what happens when the guy actually like oh my god, I'm sorry. I have to retweet my words of trying to be so YouTube friendly. So what happened when the guy achieved his intimacy in mid periods with the woman in bed, and he screams out Shazam!
That doesn't happen. It's much worse than that.
Or perhaps boom shakalaka.
Yeah.
I've actually done that once as a joke.
Shut up.
How old
was
you?
Very well. It was. What's that?
How old was you when you did that?
Oh, mid-20s.
Okay.
and it was well received. I say everyone like it was a room full of people, but everyone in the room got a laugh out of it. It was somebody I had been with a little while. So
Bramble, you're into some really kinky shit, man.
After it happened, I was like, boom shakalaka. And,
Okay, that I'll give you a pass.
Can I say though? I don't know.
But it was a total troll. It was a total troll.
Right, 100%. But what, like, I'm just saying this for anyone that ever watches this. I don't know who it will be, but if you're a man and you whimper moan, please try to change that.
Who does that? I never heard. I even friends that I have, like, have had dry spells or didn't have the best of luck. I never heard of guys that I knew that, like,
you think a guy's gonna tell you, hey, bro. Hey man, I went.
I don't know. You'd be surprised at some stuff I heard from guys. Like I was even shocked. Like the two guys, like I said, the guy that had the divorce and all this stuff, and then the other homeboy, like instantly we just became like real close. We just started talking about relationships and closeness, and I was like, damn, this is like a really good guy group. So I don't know, it just worked out. But if I hear that, like I mean, yeah, we have to conversate, bro. Like, no, no. But I will admit this though. Remember the movie with the oh my god, what's his name? I can't remember. Tyrese, the movie he did when he was a baby boy. Now remember what the moment he had with that girl, and he made her and started talking about clean the dishes and make her make tacos. You remember that scene? He's blowing her back out to the point where he thought he was like, well, he really was at that moment was like all that in a bag of chips, and then he walks out, and then she's just laying there all sweaty, and she's like, "You still crazy?" Like, yeah, but you know this D was good. And he's like, "But you're gonna make me some tacos and this that third." She's like, "Okay, daddy." And she got up, went in the kitchen, like it's a hole full of dishes that else, and she like regret it because she just got worn out from the bedroom activity. Now she got to get up and wash the dishes. I was that guy at one point in time. Like I thought I was everything and then some. The everything, and I was like, this guy up doing a little buckhead bounce, and I said, "Yeah, you gonna make me some dinner." So that was one of my highlight moments back in the day. So there you go.
Yeah. No, that's for real. And you know what's funny?
To control the sounds on my end. Ah!
Yeah, yeah. You'd better be doing the clap. You'd be better off clapping than
no, even what the noise you're making is still like passable. I'm talking about whimper.
That's even cringe.
No,
yeah,
no.
Whimper, you better
like,
just.
It's literally like as a man, and you go. It's like.
Oh boy.
What was that?
I don't. You know what? I'm just gonna be. I'm just gonna be a jerk and defend the guys on this one because honestly, and we're all adults. We've watched adult films before. I've seen guys, whether it was seemed like they was acting or realistically or these little POVs, they seem like they was genuine in their little emotions after the fact. So, and even myself, I don't think about that specific type of noise, but I have made some, some sounds, not no cringy sounds. No, not that. You must no. No.
I like Ricky's comment here. That would be better than a whimper if you went shiver me timbers like that.
Yeah.
You know what, Ricky? I'm gonna do the next time that I'm in my prime. I'm gonna, as a shout out to you, I'm gonna give it a shiver me timbers. I'll let you know how that works out.
On the next episode.
On the next episode, I'll say I say, do you like pirates? Because shiver me timbers. Yeah. You're gonna get the peg leg.
Hey, no. The best way to pull that off, I'm saying, do what you want to do. Keep what you got to keep that energy. But I think the best time to do something like that on Halloween and you dress up as a pirate, or if she does, that'd be great.
All right, I'm great.
There you go.
All right, I'll pocket that till Halloween.
Where am I? Where am I right now?
Hey, didn't you start with the whole sounds thing?
Yes, you did.
I didn't take it to Pirates of the Caribbean.
You opened the gateway to hell.
I didn't.
You're talking to a jealous and primal here now. Like, come on. If you want a conversation,
shiver me timbers. I'm gonna get my Jack Sparrow costume ready for this year.
I gotta go get ready to go to the hell side of Los Angeles, of the Los Angels.
Oh boy, I think we need to just stay more corona free.
Corona free? Oh, everybody has it. It's like a trend here.
I know y'all 2 million cases. There's no like end results. I keep it with CDC a lot. I'm like, yo, Kelly's like is bugged out. It's bugged out. Like, the whole state like just red, like no Democrats, Republicans, just red just cause.
Yeah. My hope is this is maybe the end of this whole adventure, though, in terms of if well, I mean, God, it's been 3 years. Like, what else do we call it at this point? This is like longer than Frodo walking the ring back to the frickin' mountain, right? Like, this is gone on forever. So hopefully, if everybody gets it and gets over it, then it goes away, right? I mean, that's my hope.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking too. But on that note, we'll just close it out for here because pretty much.
I really,
can't.
Ricky, I don't know you yet, but I like you, man. I like you. Dismount, yell huzzah, and walk off like the Three Musketeers.
I
Yes, for
can't.
one and for all, right?
This is
Oh man,
one of my
I,
dearest closest friends for years. He actually resided in Oklahoma. Smart dude.
that
You would like him a lot,
uh,
Primal. You like
so
him a lot.
that kind of reminds me of something that may or may not have happened in college, that I have been
story
both on the
time.
receiving and giving end of this situation was, what do they call it? What do they call it? The rodeo. So like when, um, you got your lady friend and she's riding on top of you, and then you're at a house party type thing, or there's other people and they come busting in,
Mm-hmm.
and you try to see if you can hold her on for at least 8 seconds because they busted in the room with you.
Correct.
So that kind of makes me remind of that, of the dismount
What?
part of it though.
Oh, Shimmy Timbers
Angelus
or
has
Three
heard this.
Musketeers?
Well, I heard the dismount, and it made me think of and we were
Oh,
talking about
okay.
that with sex, and it
You
made me
have to
think of
try and
the
hold
rodeo.
her?
No, he
Yeah,
said. Well, yeah, we'll talk about behind the
hold her
scenes.
on for
Yeah,
eight
yeah, hold,
seconds.
yeah,
Yeah.
No,
yeah, yeah.
hold it. Oh, say it here. People want to know.
No,
What?
they don't. We're
Yes,
not
No,
they
going
no.
that much
do. I've
detail.
never heard this before.
We'll go behind the scenes and have that little conversation.
Dude, I quit this
Yeah.
podcast.
You got to get up with your what the social
Yeah,
what's
LA,
that
bro.
thing
They
called?
say they say some.
Urban Dictionary.
Yeah, they say
Yeah.
some lame stuff. You need to get out and hang out like real people.
Mhm.
No.
Yeah.
We just discussed how I don't need to do that in LA.
No, we talking to select the people we choose for you. You have a great time.
Oh, you guys are going to choose for me.
Yeah, you have a great time.
I ain't choosing shit. I'm not being responsible at all.
I get kidnapped. 3 weeks later, I'm rubbing lotion on my
Yep.
skin in a
Yeah.
cave.
Well, if I mean,
You get the hose again if you don't. Like, yeah.
facts, no lotion.
Oh
All right, but we're gonna
no,
close it.
but
Go ahead.
go
Go ahead.
ahead.
Close out for here.
No, I was just gonna say this has been a fun one. I like this a lot. You guys are always fun
This
to
is
kick it
sad.
with. So
This is sad. I'm
sad
gonna
about it.
cry. I have to cry, and
Because we be spitting facts
breathe.
to her. It was worse on cupping season. I don't know if you seen the one we did. We was testing out, and we ended up like she was like, I'm gonna call a friend, and I said I'm gonna call a
First
friend
one.
too. Yeah, the first, and I called one of my homeboys, and he keep it 100, and he just telling, and it was funny. It was like she was kind of like trying to prep me. It's like, make sure he don't say a name, and he just went straight through it and answered every question before she can ask it. Her mouth was like.
It's awful.
And then what made it work? What even made it better? And I made it a part 2 of it of cuffing season is when her other friend, a gentleman friend, because I told her in the beginning, like, most guys not gonna tell no girl straight out, you know what I'm saying, unless you that type of friend. And the first guy was kind of like was baby footing it until she actually spoon fed him.
he was with his girlfriend.
Yeah, so that even made more of a point to what I was saying. But when she got to the actual real dude, he laid it on so heavy on what the facts was with cuffing season, cuddling season, everything. And I was like, yeah, that's the guy to talk to. And we just had a whole good conversation. And he broke it down. It was
He's like, how'd you think I got those Balenciagas? I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I was so sad. It was his birthday yesterday. He's got the
Oh,
vid
good.
too.
Hey, tell him I said shout out to him, man. Happy birthday. Definitely would love to have him on again. And tell him if he's interested.
He would
anytime
love to.
You know what? Tell him I like
my
him so
face.
much.
I'm like, he would love to.
Yeah, any topic he thinks of, we'll bring him on.
It's he spits out. That's what I mean when I say, like, I get scared when you guys make the point of saying like 90% of the guys that I'm friends with, because a lot of them are like that. They tell me the truth. They're like they will spit out. Though. I know, but that's why I'm like, wait, let me rethink this. Are they telling me the truth? But like that one is like 100% factual every time with whatever the situation is. Like he will tell it straight up. And like he brought up moms. He's like, moms are the best at that. I'm like, what are you talking with?
On his end too, like my mother, like my mother too. Like I would like Lily. I remember a time I was dating a girl, and I met her in the mall. We was dating, and I just had and I knew the answer. You know what I'm saying? Just like you may have the answer, but you just want that confirmation. So I knew the answer, and I went to my mother. That she knew me. She's a real woman, and I just laid it on down. She asked a few questions. She's like, "Baby, she's just already falling off. It ain't working out." And I said, "Okay." And lo and behold, we had a last date, and it was literally the breakup date. Had dinner. We slept together. She didn't want me to walk her home. She walked home her own. The only again, I was low-key paid. The only thing I was like, cool that we got out of it, we slept together. But I remember, and this is, and I don't know why I still remember this. I remember I still had like two. I ain't gonna lie, I am. I still had like my bandana back. She had my bandana left over there and 2 condoms. And I was like, yo, I want my condoms.
Yeah. You asked for your condoms?
No, I didn't ask her, but that was in my head because I knew if I said it out loud, it was like, yo, you're an asshole or whatever. But that's what I was thinking. Like, damn, I knew she was. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I had a similar experience. I dated a girl for several months, and she brought over this kind of fancy lube and left it over. And then after, like, she was nice and everything, but I just wasn't feeling it anymore. And I told her, I was like, look, I just don't think it's working out. She's like, okay, cool. Can I get? And she had left like a couple things at my place and whatever. And one of the things she asked back for was this lube. I'm like, the fuck? Like, for real?
Hey, that
like,
stuff is expensive. That's different than condoms. Condoms are like what, $10?
Yeah, but I have to.
But the lube was like $10. I mean,
no,
you're
like,
worried about a half.
You said fancy lube.
Bottle.
That means like it could have been like 30
back
to 40.
Then, fancy lube could was $10.
Oh,
10, okay, 10 to 20 bucks. But if it's like half gone, then that's like only 10 or 15 bucks. Like you don't think to ask for that back, right? Like that's I call that an expendable item.
I'm cheap. I'm like, can I have that back?
Yep.
Can I have that?
That's what happened too.
I left that $5 cup at your house. Can I have that back too?
Back then, I mean, I wasn't making that much. So it was like what, 3 in a box was like what, $2-3 for condoms. So it was like, hey, hospitals was handing my free, but I didn't know. I just knew I wanted it back. It was mine. That's pretty much what my attitude was. We're not together no more. It's mine. But I know how to say. I said, hey, well, I guess you keep it, and that was it. But yeah, going back to what Mika said, yeah, guys, you pretty much have the advantage on your end because you have the guys circle that give you the insight, and that's pretty much it. Matter of fact, even if you're dating and you say, hey, I'm on a dating level, introduce them to male counterparts in your life. You know what I'm saying? Those are the ones with kind of like will snip them out a little bit and test the waters for you, but they have to be careful with the test too, because if they're too much of a dick, then that pretty much gonna lose your chances of that's your potential guy. Like all they have to do is just fill them out.
If they're a dick, then they're not really your friend.
No, I'm saying, yeah, but true though. But some guy, but that's true too, because they could be, they could be still have like what Prime was saying, like they have a torch still holding for you. But that's what I'm saying. You have to figure out which is your real friend, and if you're actually dating this guy, he's like, okay, he's cool. You want him kind of close in the inside circle.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But the guy, like, if that's your actual friend, they're gonna tell you like behind closed doors or like, hey, look at these things to because the guy seems like whatever. But they're not gonna be a dick to the guy, especially not a dick to the guy. If they're a dick to the guy,
yeah, those are the ones you want, the ones who don't be a dick.
Right.
Yeah.
Fine, we agree.
Yeah.
Fine.
Fine.
3:00 in the back of the courtyard. I'll meet you there. Let's go.
Careful, I got a stick with me.
Gloves and six distance, but we're closing out for here, man. But always, Primal, I appreciate you, bro, coming in.
Thanks, Primal.
Appreciate you. Yeah, I'll say this. Can men handle a woman's rejection? Yes, because they have to.
Yep.
It's true.
Yep.
Thank you, gentlemen, all men, for handling rejections. We appreciate it.
Yes, but the ones that cannot, Lord, for the grace of God.
Oh, one more thing though,
sure.
because I'll say this: I'm not a bitch until they're just like fucking. They don't stop. Like, I think that it's also like women should take into account that like it's hard for a guy to go up to a girl. So the first thing I say is like, oh, thank you, but no thank you. But there's women that are like right off the bat, like, go fuck yourself.
Exactly. And Ricky agrees. Got choose real good. Choose real good.
No.
And he has sisters, so he's already on top of the totem pole of venting and choosing wisely. Yeah, but I'll close out for here. But pretty much that's basically it. Guys, thank you. Minka, thank you. Definitely Primal, thank you again for being here. Guys, be patient, move on, more fish in the sea. Ladies, like Minka said, it's pretty much be stern, be straightforward, and just take for the grain of salt. All right, on that note.
Yeah.